every single school, no matter what, at all times, needs to have an SRO in it. I've believed it for a long time, since my children first came into the school division, and I still do now. So, how it works is the Board of Supervisors in 2018 decided that it was very important to look and focus on funding SROs in every school. We receive state budget, state money, state grant towards SROs in every school. However, the recent fights and violence that have gone on in our school division really brought to forefront for me. Not every school, elementary school, middle school, and high school, has a designated SRO. Now, you can go out there and say what you will. I know, I've been at the schools. I'm not going to say what schools because I'm not going to identify any of our schools to the bad guys and the bad actors right now. But I can tell you that our sheriff for Spotsylvania County allocates that funding for our SROs in our schools. And when a situation happens and SROs are taken from other schools outside of our schools to deal with the situation, for me, just for me, that leaves that school, whichever it is, an elementary school, vulnerable for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 weeks, 1 week. So my request or my ask is that we have an SRO in every school. I've gone through this conversation since 2018. And does it take a tragedy, when a tragedy happens, to actually follow through with this? Because it sounds good, seems good, looks good in 2018. We have an incident in Spotsylvania County, a couple of them. Miraculously, we have many deputies outside of high schools. And you know what happened to the other schools? I could tell you right now because I went. There were no SROs there. There was no security there. Now, could it be somebody undercover in an undercover car, you know, not a certified SRO or a trained SRO? Probably, maybe. I don't know what they look like. But I know for me, that not every school, not every building that we have in Spotsylvania County is manned full-time with an SRO there. Now, you could talk to the principals and the teachers, whatever. My experience is there are schools that I know that share deputies because, once again, the people, right? Recruitment, so on and so forth. So I would ask that we start looking at what that looks like for our school division to make sure if there's a manpower problem at the county side, then it's my duty, I believe, every ounce of me, to be proactive to see how we can come up with a solution to make sure that there is someone at all times at our schools when there is some emergency situation, violence, fighting, whatever have you. So I want to bring that out because we're talking about budget, and it's all about budget. And you can read it online. It's out there, 2018. The Board of Supervisors did not have that in their bucket to look at, but because the situations that happened and bad people who make bad choices, we had to make heavy decisions here. And so here we are. And I just want to be sure. I want to be sure that our kids at the elementary school are taken care of when there's another incident at a high school or a middle school. So the messaging out there that was put out there is, it's not fair. It wasn't fair to anyone in this room who's running this school division, not one of us up here, nor the superintendent. And so I want to make sure that that messaging doesn't have to go out there again. Misinformation going out there, or not facts, or not truths. This is just my opinion. In my opinion, that's what I believe. So what can we do to make sure that that doesn't occur? Because I don't think it was fair. And I really believe that every single school needs an SRO. And it's not our job, it's not in our purview right now as a school division to allocate that personnel. So what can we do? Does it require looking at SSOs? Or maybe retired military, retired police officers, law enforcement officers to come on board with us? Is that something we can look at? That's what the solution here is. See, we have a situation and a problem, and can we look at a solution going forward? Not that it's going to happen tomorrow, although I would like it to. I just feel that we're in the budget talks right now. If we can look and see what that would constitute us being proactive in that area. So I needed to bring that up